Do you ever look at someone and wonder what is going on inside their head? That's the first line from a movie. I wonder if you know what movie it is from. Do you ever look at someone and wonder what is going on inside their head? That is the first line from Disney Pixar's Inside Out, a movie that is all about emotion, all about what goes on with our emotions, and the different types of emotions that we feel and the complexity of all those emotions together. Over the coming few weeks, we're going to be thinking about our emotions, and we're going to be thinking about our emotional well-being, how we understand our different emotions, what God's got to say about our different emotions, and what we do with those different emotions when we feel them. Do you know, every single one of us is made in the image of God. And if we open up the Bible, we see God himself expressing emotion. If we look particularly in the Gospels, we see God himself in human flesh, Jesus, expressing a whole variety of emotions that each one of us feels. When we read through the rest of Scripture, we see the people of God expressing different emotions, feeling different emotions. And sometimes people deal with those emotions really well, and sometimes they deal with them in ways that are quite destructive. And so as we look at these emotions, we're going to be looking to see what God has to say about them. It can be really easy for us sometimes to think, do you know what, maybe all I need to do is push my emotions down and ignore them. Maybe emotions, talking about them and feeling them, can seem like a little bit too much sometimes. But there's a verse in Ezekiel, in the Old Testament, one of the prophets, Ezekiel, and it's some words from God. And in Ezekiel 36, verse 26, God says, I will remove from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. I will remove from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. A reminder that God has made us like him, not to be stony, not to be hard, but actually to feel things, to feel emotions. And so in understanding our emotions a bit better, we understand more of who God has made us to be. Do you know, one of the things I love about Inside Out is how we see the different emotions interact with one another. At the start of the movie, we have these 5 different emotions. We have joy, we have sadness, we have fear, we have anger, and disgust. And the 5 different emotions all operate separately at the start of the movie. So you see joy has control of the console, and the memory that is made, the feeling that is had at a certain time is one of joy. And then at a different time, sadness has control of the console in Riley's head. But when we get to the end of the movie, we understand that actually for many of the experiences that Riley has, for many of the memories that she ends up with, they're a bit more complex than just one emotion. There may be an experience that has some joy but also some sadness in it, or some anger and disgust at the same time. And so as we begin to explore our emotions, we hopefully will begin to understand this a little bit more. That there will be times in our life where we feel more than one thing at any one time. I know for me, often in a single day, I can experience a vast array of different emotions. Some of those emotions I might term as positive emotions, things like happiness and joy, maybe excitement. Other emotions I might term as negative emotions, anger or loneliness, sadness or fear. But when we begin to understand our emotions a little bit more, hopefully, we'll begin to understand that there are things that are good that can come out of each one of these emotions. That there are amazing things that God can do with them, no matter whether we term them negative or positive, that God can bring good things out of them ultimately. And that as we begin to understand our emotions more, begin to understand more of who we are, who God's created us to be, and also begin to understand a little bit more about who God is. So hopefully you are going to go on this journey with us as we explore some different emotions together over the coming weeks.